Hi everyone, welcome to the Driver's Ed Direct channel where I, Liz, will be your personal permit test tutor. In this video, we'll go over administrative related questions. Now, some people consider this information a little less easy to remember since it involves DMV rules and regulations. And let's be honest, unless you work at the DMV, you don't often hear about this information in your everyday life. Nevertheless, it's all still super important material to go over and become knowledgeable in. So let's do just that. Question number 1. You can be fined and jailed for 6 months if you are cited for A. Making a U-turn from the center left turn lane, B. Dumping or abandoning an animal on a highway, or C. Parking in a bicycle lane. The correct answer is B. Dumping or abandoning an animal on a highway. Do not dump or abandon animals on a highway. This crime is punishable by a monetary fine, or 6 months in jail, or even both. So instead, call the nearest Humane Society or call the police or CHP if you kill or injure an animal. Do not try to move an injured animal or do not leave an injured animal there to die. Next question, number 2. A law enforcement officer notices that one of your passengers is not wearing a seatbelt and writes a citation. Which of the following is true? A. Both you and your passenger will receive a citation. B. You may receive the citation if the passenger is younger than 16, or C. Your passenger will receive the citation regardless of his or her age. Correct answer is B. You may receive the citation if the passenger is younger than 16. Wearing seatbelts is the law, so always fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all of your passengers are using their seatbelts as well. If seatbelts are not worn, you and/or your passengers may be cited. And the driver may be cited if a passenger is younger than 16 and is not wearing their seatbelt. All right, let's see question number 3. A police officer is signaling you to continue driving through a red traffic light. What should you do? A. Wait for the green light. B. Do as the officer tells you. Or C. Stop first, then do what the officer tells you. Correct answer is B. Do as the officer tells you. Obey any order from a police officer or firefighter, even if you need to ignore normal traffic laws or signs. Now let's see question number 4. Animals may be transported in the back of a pickup truck only if A. The sides of the truck bed are at least 18 inches high, B. The tailgate of the truck is closed, or C. They are properly secured. The correct answer is C. They are properly secured. Do not transport animals in the back of a pickup truck or other truck unless the animal is properly secured. And you also don't want to allow a person to ride on the back of a truck unless the vehicle is equipped with the seats and the person uses both the seat and the safety belt. Now let's see question number 5. For the first 12 months after you are licensed, you must be accompanied by your parent or guardian if you A. Transport minors between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. B. Drive between the hours of 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. or transport adults between the hours of 5 a.m. and midnight. The correct answer is A. Transport minors between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. During the first 12 months after you are licensed, you cannot drive between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. and you cannot transport passengers under 20 years of age, unless you are accompanied by a licensed parent, a guardian, or a licensed driver 25 years of age or older, or a licensed driving instructor. Question number 6. It is illegal to leave children age 6 or younger unattended in a car on a hot day, A. If they are supervised by a person 12 years of age or older, B. Only if the key is in the ignition, or C. Even if they are secured in a child passenger restraint system. Correct answer is C. Even if they are secured in a child passenger restraint system. It's illegal to leave a child 6 years of age or younger unattended in a vehicle. And a child may be left under the supervision of a person 12 years of age or older, but be aware if there are conditions that present a significant risk to the child's safety, such as leaving a child in a car on a very hot day, or with the vehicle's engine running, or with the keys in the ignition. Now let's see question number 7. If your cell phone rings while you are driving and you do not have a hands-free device, you should A. Answer the call because it may be an emergency, B. Let the call go to voicemail, or C. Check the incoming number before answering the call. Correct answer is B, let the call go to voicemail. If you're over 18, the cell phone usage law states that you cannot drive a motor vehicle while using a wireless telephone unless that phone is specifically designed and configured to allow hands-free listening and talking and is used in that manner while driving. For those under 18, it's illegal to use any cell phone device, even if it's just hands-free, text messages, laptop computers, or anything of that matter while driving. The only permitted exception is if you're making an emergency call to police, fire, or medical authorities. And now let's see question number 8. When is it legal to use a cell phone without a hands-free device while driving? A, when making a call while stopped at a red light, B, never, or C, when making a call for emergency assistance. The correct answer, C, when making a call for emergency assistance. With certain exceptions, you may not use a cell phone while driving unless hands-free equipment is used. But because cell phones can be a lifesaver in emergency situations, you can use a cell phone without a hands-free device to call for emergency assistance. Now let's move on to question number 9. You've been involved in a minor traffic collision with a parked vehicle and you cannot find the owner. You must A, leave a note on the vehicle, B, report the accident without delay to the city police or highway patrol, or C, both of the above. The correct answer is C, both of the above. If you hit a parked vehicle or other property, there's 2 things you gotta do. First, leave a note with your name, phone number, and address in or securely attached to the vehicle or property you just hit. And 2, report the collision to the city police or in unincorporated areas to CHP. And question number 10, you must notify law enforcement and make a written report of traffic accident occurring in California, or SR1, to the DMV when A, you intend to file a certificate of non-operation for your vehicle, B, you have a collision and there's an injury or death, or C, your vehicle is towed for parking illegally. The correct answer is B, you have a collision and there's an injury or death. When you have an accident, you have to report it to the DMV within 10 days if anyone was injured, no matter how slightly, or killed. Each driver must make a report to the DMV using the Report of Traffic Accident Occurring California form, also known as the SR1, and it's important that you fill out this form because the CHP or police will not make this report for you. Question number 11. If you have a collision, the law requires you to exchange your driver's license information with A, witnesses, B, security guards, or C, others involved in the collision. Correct answer is C, others involved in the collision. According to the California Vehicle Code 16025, if you're ever in a collision, you must exchange information with any other driver or property owner involved in the accident and present at the scene. So what information should you exchange? We're going to exchange the driver's name and current residence address, driver's license number, vehicle identification number, current residence address of registered owner, and evidence of financial responsibility. Now, if you want to know more about what you're supposed to do if you're ever in a collision, just click the link in the description below. Now let's move on to our next question, number 12. With a Class C driver's license, a person may drive A, any 3-axle vehicle regardless of the weight, B, a vehicle pulling 2 trailers, or C, a 3-axle vehicle if the gross vehicle weight is less than 6,000 pounds. Correct answer is C, a 3-axle vehicle if the gross vehicle weight is less than 6,000 pounds. Anyone operating a vehicle must have a license to drive that type of vehicle, so most people need a Class C driver's license. One of the vehicles that you can drive with a Class C driver's license is a 3-axle vehicle weighing 6,000 pounds or less. Also note that drivers with a Class C license may not tow more than 1 vehicle. Now let's see question number 13. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you A, are cited for a traffic violation, B, sell or transfer your vehicle, or C, paint your vehicle a different color. Correct answer is B, sell or transfer your vehicle. When you sell or transfer a vehicle, you have to report it to the DMV within 5 days, and you can actually do this online by completing the Notice of Transfer and Release of Liability form. Question number 14. If your driving record shows that you failed to appear in court after receiving a traffic ticket, the DMV may A, suspend the registration of the vehicle you are driving, B, suspend your driving privilege until you appear in court, or C, restrict your driving privilege. Correct answer is B, suspend your driving privilege until you appear in court. If you get a traffic ticket and do not appear in court, then the DMV will suspend your driving privilege until you do appear in court. That's simple. Question number 15, if you're involved in a collision, you must exchange with the other persons involved your driver's license information and A, proof of insurance only, B, proof of insurance and vehicle registration, C, proof of insurance, vehicle registration, and current address. Now, if you remember correctly, then you'll know that the answer is C, proof of insurance, vehicle registration, and current address. If you're involved in an accident, you must stop and show your driver's license, registration card, evidence of financial responsibility, and current address to the other driver or persons involved or to any officer. Question number 16, if you are stopped by a law enforcement officer, A, you leave your engine on, B, pull off immediately to the right, clear of traffic when possible, or C, use your high beams. Correct answer is B, pull off immediately to the right, clear of traffic when possible. During a law enforcement stop, you should turn on your right turn signal to, first of all, acknowledge that you see the officer, and then you're going to move into the right shoulder, even if you're in the carpool or HOV lane. You're going to end your cell phone conversation and turn off your radio. Stay inside your vehicle unless the officer tells you to do otherwise. You're going to roll down your windows after stopping the vehicle, and you're going to place your hands and all passengers' hands in clear view before the officer makes contact with you. So this can be the steering wheel, the dashboard, or just simply your lap. Question number 17. A peace officer is signaling you to drive to the edge of the road. You decide to ignore the officer's warning and flee the scene. You are now guilty of a misdemeanor and can be punished by being A, fined up to $1,000, B, jailed in the county jail for 1 year or less, or C, given a warning and a citation. Correct answer is B, jailed in the county jail for 1 year or less. It is a misdemeanor to use a motor vehicle to flee or attempt to evade law enforcement performing their duties. This is punishable by imprisonment in a county jail for 1 year or less. Now let's move on to our next question, number 18. A peace officer stops you because he suspects you are driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. You refuse to take a chemical test. What happens now? A, your driving privilege may be taken away. B, you will receive an additional fine. Or C, you will not be able to post bail. The correct answer is A, your driving privilege may be taken away. When you drive in California, you consent to a breath, blood, or urine test if a law enforcement officer suspects you of DUI. If you refuse to take one, the DMV will suspend or revoke your driving privilege. Now let's see our second to last question. We're almost done, you guys. You must file a report of traffic accident occurring in California, SR1, with the DMV within 10 days if you A, are in a collision that causes $1,000 in damage, B, plan on being out of state for more than 30 days, or C, refinance the remaining balance of your vehicle loan. Correct answer is A, are in a collision that causes $1,000 in damage. If you're involved in a collision resulting in $1,000 in damage or where anyone is injured or dies, the collision must be reported by you, other drivers involved in the collision, and law enforcement if a report is taken. You or your insurance agent or legal representative must file a report within 10 days whether or not you caused the collision. Your driving privilege will be suspended if you fail to file a report. And now let's see our last question, number 20. You're involved in a minor collision at an intersection. There are no injuries and little vehicle damage. You should A, leave your vehicle in the traffic lane until law enforcement arrives, B, move your vehicle out of the traffic lane if possible, or C, not move your vehicle for any reason. Correct answer is B, move your vehicle out of the traffic lane if possible. If you're in a minor collision where no one was hurt and the damage is pretty minimal, just simply pull over to a safe area. There it is, administrative related questions that may appear on your permit test. Now I know this may seem like a lot of information, but you're always free to watch this video as many times as you need to. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comment section below, because we will get back to you. These videos are one of the many tools that will help you pass your permit test, and most importantly, will help you become a safe driver. I'll see you in the next video.